Master P, aka Percy Miller, is one of the most successful rapper, record executives, and record producers in American history. He's an entrepreneur, actor, and multi-millionaire who inspired countless others, rising rappers and inner-city kids alike, to go after what they think they're worth. His music defined an era, and his iconic work ethic helped many others dream bigger and hustle harder. Needless to say, Master P understands success, which is what we aim to highlight in this Master P story of success. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We believe success leaves clues, which is why we cover icons like Master P. Every story contains hidden insights that can teach, guide, and benefit us in unimaginable ways. That said, if you're ready to see what Master P's story can teach you about life and success, then let's get started. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more similar content. Let's dive in. Master P was born in 1970 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He grew up rough in the inner city's 3rd Ward and notorious Callio projects, which had a reputation as one of the most dangerous and violent projects in the United States. In fact, he was only 5 years old when he was first acquainted with the rough world he was born into, having witnessed a man get murdered just outside his window. P and his 4 other siblings were split into different households after his parents divorced in his younger years. He and his brother Kevin lived with his father, and the other siblings with his mother. But the family would also bounce around between his grandparents' house and his mother's house daily. That said, struggle was an everyday experience for P and his family, growing up in the projects with a house full of siblings and extended family, with parents struggling to make it made for lean times. Poverty was real for P. In fact, Master P once stated that he felt as if he was always hungry growing up, and that it was as if they always had a house full of people, yet always an empty refrigerator. Fortunately, sports helped P survive in the streets. In fact, he was known for being a pretty good basketball player, so good that he earned himself an athletic scholarship to the University of Houston. Dreams of becoming a pro basketball player and helping his family get out of the projects was a huge motivator for Master P. Master P would go on to leave the hood to chase his basketball dreams in Houston. However, things didn't work out as planned, and P eventually dropped out after he tore his ACL during that first year. Devastated by the injury, he quickly found himself back in the Callio projects. At first, he tried making money in phone sales, but success was slow to come, so he eventually turned to dealing drugs. His grandmother got wind of what he was up to and started to pressure P to turn away from that life. He was slow to take heed of her advice, but shortly after P had his own son, he started thinking differently about his life's trajectory, seizing opportunity. So he packed up his son and his wife and moved to Richmond, California to get out of the drug game and make an honest living. While driving down the street one day, P noticed a long queue of people wanting to get into a local record store and decided to get into the music business himself. Having received recently $10,000 from a malpractice lawsuit related to his grandfather's death, he leveraged this money to open up his own record store. Like all businesses though, gaining traction was a challenge at first. In fact, business was so slow in the beginning that he had to move his family into the record store to make ends meet. Times were tough at first, but P didn't give up. Instead, he doubled down and starting to look for ways to make his venture work. He soon noticed that there was a demand for gangster rap, but there were very few other record stores selling it. So he made his move to fill this void and began offering his customers the high-demand product. Success soon followed, and Master P's small record store became a hit. His store became the local go-to place for obtaining the latest and greatest gangster rap music. Gaining insight into the mindset of rappers, P started to notice that many of these rappers were simply telling their struggle stories of life in the streets. And P, having lived his fair share of surviving the game, decided to rap about his experiences too. Knowing he had a built-in distribution center with his record store, P drove into the music-making business and launched his rap career in short order. After connecting with a few local music producers, P started making his music. Just his record business though. His first few tracks were not instant successes, but he kept at it. His brother Kevin Miller was murdered in New Orleans, and this event really catalyzed P's hustle. Vowing to save his 2 other brothers and his son, he poured everything into making his rap career take off. He brought his brothers into the TRU, the Real Untouchables fold, and started shooting for the stars in the music industry. Master P and his no-limit soldiers started tuning out track after track with a relentlessness unseen by any other local groups. He decided to get serious about making money, so he started traveling across the country to do shows. He also began giving away his music and merch to influencers to establish brand recognition. Master P was trying to go viral. After connecting with a few high-profile music producers during his travels, Master P realized he needed to get even more strategic about his business efforts. So he started studying business administration at Merritt Junior College. In addition to this, P also began bringing in more business-minded partners into the fold to help him gain more exposure and strategically capture market share. Master P was committed to having his rap label take off. Everything changed for P when he dropped his hit single, "The Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me." He followed this success up with 99 Ways to Die and sold over 250,000 copies. He then went on to produce Ice Cream Man with his newly hired in-house producers, Beats by the Pound, which helped him eventually hit number 3 on the Billboard album charts. Master P had arrived. It was from the foundation of this success that P would move on to launch even more projects. He chose to relocate No Limit Records back to New Orleans, and he prepared to take the hip-hop industry by storm. Once Master P released the album Ghetto D, his song Make 'Em Say went certified triple platinum, propelling P into the mainstream spotlight. Master P then went on to leverage his own business-savvy approach to connect with other aspiring artists and turn out fresh hip-hop beats that the public craved into massive success. He would then go on to turn out countless new records with fresh beats, high-profile artists with trendy packaging that the public could not resist, all at breakneck speeds. The result? Master P ended up becoming one of the hottest names in the industry, getting himself ranked by Forbes as one of the top 10 highest-grossing entertainers. As fate would have it, P would go on to create one of the greatest hip-hop dynasties in history and become a multi-millionaire many times over. That was all from us today for this video, folks. For more similar content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.